The birthday party invitation sat on my kitchen counter. Expensive cardstock with gold embossing. My sister-in-law had spared no expense for her son's 8th birthday at the country club. I watched my daughters, Emma age 6 and Lily, age 9, wrapping the science kit they'd chosen with their allowance money. My husband, James, was running late from work. He'd promised to meet us at the party, but his new position at the firm had him working longer hours. His career was finally taking off after years of steady climbing. We arrived at the country club 15 minutes early. My brother-in-law, Marcus, stood near the ballroom entrance with his wife, Jennifer, both wearing designer clothes that probably cost more than my monthly grocery budget. "Oh, you actually came," Jennifer said, her smile cold. Marcus looked at the gift in Lily's hands, wrapped in discount store paper. His expression shifted to disgust. "Tell your kids to skip the party," he said directly to me, loud enough that several nearby guests turned to look. "We don't want their dollar store gifts." Jennifer giggled, covering her mouth with her manicured hand. "Marcus, don't be mean," she said, but her tone suggested she found it hilarious rather than inappropriate. My daughters stood perfectly still, their faces neutral. I'd raced them to be composed in difficult situations, and they didn't disappoint me now. Lily simply adjusted her grip on the present, and Emma glanced up at me with calm, questioning eyes. I felt the familiar weight of my purse against my shoulder, containing the folder of documents I'd been reviewing earlier that day. James had asked me to look over some papers about his promotion, wanting my opinion on the details before he signed anything. "Understood," I said quietly, maintaining eye contact with Marcus. "Girls, let's find somewhere to sit." We moved past them into the ballroom. The space was decorated with elaborate balloon sculptures and a dessert table that looked like it belonged in a magazine. Children ran around in designer outfits while their parents clustered in groups, champagne glasses in hand. My daughters sat down at a table near the back, still holding their gift. They pulled out the books they'd brought, settling in to read while other children played. They were used to being overlooked at family gatherings. I sat down beside them and opened my purse, pulling out the folder. Inside were the official documents from James's company, detailing his new role as Regional Director of Operations. The position came with significant authority over multiple branches, including the one where Marcus worked as a senior sales associate. I scanned through the organizational charts James had included, finding Marcus's name listed under the new reporting structure. As of Monday morning, Marcus would report directly to a branch manager who reported to James. The irony wasn't lost on me. Jennifer approached our table, her heels clicking on the polished floor. "You can leave the gift on the table by the door," she said, gesturing dismissively. "We're sorting them by value later." "Sorting by value?" I asked, keeping my voice level. "Well, yes," she said, as if explaining something obvious to a child. "We want to make sure our son understands the importance of appreciating generous gifts from successful family members. We'll probably donate the cheaper items to charity." She walked away before I could respond, joining a group of her friends who kept glancing in our direction and whispering. The party continued around us. Children played games I assumed cost a fortune to organize. A magician performed tricks that left the young audience amazed. Through it all, my daughters sat quietly, reading their books and occasionally watching the festivities with detached interest. Marcus made a speech thanking everyone for coming, making pointed references to family who truly support us, and people who understand quality. Several guests looked uncomfortable, but no one said anything. My phone buzzed. A text from James. "Running even later. Emergency meeting just got called. Should be there in an hour. How are the girls?" I typed back, "They're fine. We're fine. Take your time." Another text came through, this one from James's assistant. "Reminder. Regional Director announcement goes company-wide Monday morning at 8 a.m. All branch managers have been notified to prepare their teams." I glanced at Marcus, who was now bragging to a group of men about his recent sales numbers and his track record at the firm. He had no idea what was coming. The gift opening segment began. Designer clothes, expensive electronics, gift cards for outrageous amounts. Each gift was greeted with exaggerated enthusiasm from Jennifer. When they reached our gift, Marcus picked it up with 2 fingers. "Oh, look, the discount store special," he announced to laughter. My nephew opened it carefully. Inside was the science kit. His eyes lit up genuinely. "Cool," he said quietly. "We'll add that to the donation pile." Jennifer said quickly, taking it despite his protest. You have much better gifts, sweetheart. I watched my daughters. They showed no reaction, simply turning back to their books. I'd taught them that other people's rudeness reflected on those people, not on us. The party wound down. Parents began collecting their children, thanking Marcus and Jennifer for the elaborate celebration. We stood to leave, my daughters gathering their books. Leaving so soon? Marcus asked, approaching us. I thought you'd at least stay for cake. Oh wait, I forgot. You probably need to get the girls to bed early. School night and all, even though it's Saturday. He laughed at his own joke. We have plans, I said simply. Right, plans, Jennifer added, rolling her eyes. Let me guess, dinner at the food court? I smiled politely. Something like that. As we walked toward the exit, I texted James. You should probably give Marcus a heads up about Monday. His response. Already decided not to. He'll find out with everyone else. Company policy. We were almost to the car when Marcus called out, Hey, wait up. He jogged over, slightly breathless. Look, maybe I was a bit harsh earlier. You know how it is, maintaining standards and everything. It wasn't an apology. I nodded. It's fine, Marcus. Good. So we're okay? No hard feelings. No hard feelings. He smiled, relieved. Hey, did James mention changes at the firm? I heard rumors about restructuring. He might have mentioned something, I said carefully. You should probably check your email Monday morning. I think there's a company-wide announcement planned. Oh yeah. Marcus perked up. Think it's good news? Maybe promotions. For some people, definitely, I said. For others, it might be an adjustment period. He didn't catch the implication. Well, I've been killing it in sales, so I'm not worried. My numbers speak for themselves. I'm sure they do, I agreed. We said goodbye and drove home. The girls were quiet in the back seat, processing the evening in their own ways. Mom, Lily asked after a few minutes. Why are Uncle Marcus and Aunt Jennifer always so mean? I considered my answer carefully. Some people measure their worth by comparing themselves to others. They need to feel superior to feel good about themselves. That sounds exhausting, Emma observed. It probably is, I agreed. James arrived home around 9, loosening his tie as he walked through the door. How was the party? Eventful, I said, handing him the folder of documents. You might want to review these again before Monday. He flipped through the pages, pausing at the organizational chart. Marcus is going to lose his mind when he sees this. Probably, I agreed. But that's not your problem. You earned this position fair and square. Did he say anything tonight? I filled him in on the evening's events, including the gift incident and Marcus's parting question about company changes. James shook his head. I offered to give him a heads up last week. He cut me off, said he didn't have time to chat about my boring job updates. His exact words. Well, Monday should be interesting then, I said. The weekend passed normally. Sunday evening, James spent an hour preparing for his first official day as regional director. He'd start by introducing himself to all the branch managers via video conference, then spend the week visiting each location in person. Marcus's branch was scheduled for Tuesday afternoon. Monday morning at exactly 8 a.m. the company-wide email went out. James forwarded me a copy. Leadership changes. Regional director appointments. My phone rang 30 seconds later. Marcus. I didn't answer. Neither did James. Text from Marcus followed. Is this a joke? James is my new boss? Call me back. We need to talk. Then Jennifer. How dare you not tell us? We deserved advance notice. James silenced his phone and headed to his office for the video conference. The messages from Marcus and Jennifer continued throughout the morning, evolving from shock to anger to attempts at reconciliation. We should talk about Saturday. Maybe I overreacted. Jennifer feels terrible about the gift situation. Can we meet for lunch this week? Clear the air? James emerged from his office around noon looking satisfied. That went well. Everyone seems on board, except one person, but that's to be expected. Let me guess, I said. Marcus requested a private meeting. I scheduled him for tomorrow at 2 right before I tour his branch. Figured we should address whatever issues he has before I meet with his team. Tuesday afternoon, James called me from his car. You won't believe what just happened. Try me, I said. Marcus spent the first 10 minutes of our meeting pretending Saturday never happened. Then he spent the next 20 minutes explaining why he deserves a promotion to branch manager. He actually said his family connections should count for something. What did you say? I told him that family connections are exactly why I can't show him any favoritism. Everything has to be by the book, based solely on performance metrics. Then I reviewed his actual numbers. And he's middle of the pack. Good but not exceptional. Definitely not branch manager material yet. I heard the smile in his voice. How did he take it? About as well as you'd expect. He tried to argue, then tried to bring up Saturday again, apologizing profusely. I told him that personal family matters don't influence my professional decisions, which seemed to confuse him. He's used to connections mattering more than competence, I observed. Well, he's going to have to adjust to a merit-based system now, James said. The tour of his branch was enlightening, though. His team has mixed feelings about him. Some respect him, others find him difficult to work with. That evening my phone buzzed with a call from Jennifer. I debated ignoring it, but curiosity won. Hello. We need to talk, she said, her voice strained. About everything. Okay, I said simply. Marcus is upset. He thinks James is punishing him because of the party. James doesn't operate that way, I said. His professional decisions are based on professional criteria. But family should count for something. Jennifer insisted. It does, I agreed. It means James has to be even more careful to treat Marcus fairly, without any appearance of favoritism. She was quiet for a moment. We'd like to apologize. For Saturday. We were inappropriate. You were, I confirmed. The girls, she continued, are they okay? Marcus feels bad about what he said. I glanced at my daughters doing homework at the kitchen table, completely unbothered by the previous week's events. They're fine. They've already forgotten about it. Good, that's good, Jennifer said, sounding relieved. Maybe we can all have dinner sometime? Start over. Maybe, I said noncommittally. We'll see how things go. After I hung up, Emma looked up from her math worksheet. Was that Aunt Jennifer? Yes. Is she sorry about the party? She says she is. Emma considered this. Do you believe her? I think she's sorry about the consequences, I said carefully. Whether she's sorry about her behavior is harder to say. Lily closed her book. Dad's really Uncle Marcus's boss now? He is. That must be weird for Uncle Marcus, she observed. Probably, I agreed. Good, Lily said matter-of-factly, returning to her reading. James came home that evening with stories about his branch visits, the challenges he'd identified, and his plans for improving regional performance. Marcus's name came up only in the context of professional development opportunities James was considering for the whole team. Are you going to tell him about Saturday? I asked. Clear the air. James shook his head. It's not relevant to work. What happened at that party was between family members. What happens at the office is between a regional director and his team. I'm keeping those separate. Very diplomatic, I observed. Very necessary, he corrected. If I let personal feelings influence professional decisions, I'd be exactly the kind of leader I don't want to be. The following week settled into a new normal. Marcus remained professional at work, though James reported he seemed subdued. Jennifer's calls became less frequent, and when we did interact at family gatherings, she was noticeably more careful with her words. The science kit we'd given my nephew turned up at our house a month later. Marcus dropped it off personally, looking uncomfortable. He really did like it, Marcus said, handing me the box. But Jennifer already donated it. I bought him another one. Thought maybe your girls would enjoy this one. It was an olive branch of sorts, awkward but genuine. Thank you, I said, accepting it. That's thoughtful. He nodded, shifting his weight. Look, about the party. I was a jerk. No excuse for it. No, there wasn't, I agreed. Yeah, he said quietly. Anyway, I'm working on it. Being better, I mean. After he left, I gave the science kit to my daughters. They accepted it with the same calm grace they'd shown throughout the entire situation. People can change, I told them. Sometimes it just takes the right motivation. Like having Dad as his boss? Emma asked. Like realizing that treating people well matters more than expensive gifts, I corrected. though we all knew the truth was probably somewhere in between. That Saturday we took the girls to the park and spent the afternoon doing science experiments from the kit. Simple, unremarkable, perfect. My phone buzzed with a photo from Jennifer, our nephew, doing one of the experiments, captioned, "Sometimes the best gifts come in unexpected packages." It wasn't an admission of being wrong, but it was close enough. James saw me looking. "Progress." "Maybe," I said. "Time will tell."